Shalom, brothers and sisters. It's your brother Malachi Maccabee. All praise to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. In the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Some brothers say Yeshaya or Yehoshua, but Jesus Christ written of in the Bible that we read about. Alright, today this basically is a video response to this Gentile heathen. I just seen a video of a Gentile heathen on YouTube. His channel name is John the Hut Dweller or something like that. And he basically was making a video being sarcastic, mocking that there's no proof of Israelites or Israelite nobility in Europe. When we say Israelite, we're talking about the black man, woman, child of America, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. You also got to bring in the brothers and sisters down in the Caribbean, South America, Central America. We still scattered through parts of Africa, parts of Asia. We're scattered to the four corners of the earth. So I'm talking about the ones the curses match in Deuteronomy 28 and Leviticus the 26th chapter. You know what I'm saying? And there's also perspective history that matched it up. But the Negro in America is a direct descendant. And that's hard for a lot of people to swallow. The Bible is a black man's book when you're done talking. And today we're going to get in some proof and prove that. Because this heathen said it was no proof of nothing. Not knowing that his people have stolen everything. This heathen. And that lets you know, man, these heathens are proud. Instead of even admitting the truth, he'd rather sit up there and mock. He don't bring no proof out, though. This heathen smoked his square, his cigarette. That's what he did. You know, and really, heathen, you just made a fool of yourself. That was foolish of you. Because you already know us Israelites ain't talking. This is a spiritual phenomenon. Brothers are standing up and coming back to their heritage via the Bible. Huh? You don't pick up no facts, no sources or nothing. You just smoke your squirt. And the sad thing about it is it's gonna be a simple Negro that'll believe you. And that's sad. So we're gonna get right into this. This right here is called The Ancient World by Curtis International Library of Knowledge. What you have here on the front is a picture of some Hamites, some Egyptians. And don't forget, Israelites always were mistaken for Egyptians. Acts 21 and 38, Paul was mistaken for an Egyptian. Matthew chapter 2, the Messiah's parents took him to hide in Egypt amongst dark-skinned folks. You got to check the history, man. Joseph, one of the sons of Jacob, when he went down into Egypt and became ruler in Egypt, so a second in command in Egypt, when his brothers came down to get corn because of the famine, when he stood before them, they couldn't even recognize him. So if the Hebrews are white, why didn't they recognize their brother amongst dark-skinned Hamites? Stop it, man. It's many more, so many scriptures in the Bible proving that the Jews, the 12 tribes, the angels, the Most High, and even the Messiah himself, they're dark-skinned. And the Most High is the spirit, but the Messiah is an exact replica of his father. He's a dark-skinned man with woolly hair. Skin so dark, looked like it burnt in a furnace. Revelation 1, 13 through 15, Daniel 10, 5 through 6, Ezekiel 40 and 3. We can pull scriptures all day, heathen. Trying to mock. Anyway, the ancient world. All right, we're going to get right into this. Check this out right here. Since he was saying wasn't no blacks in Rome. Who was that? Who was that? These are Roman soldiers right here. Who was that right there chilling? Stop talking, man. We talking about Rome right here. Let's get into this, though. This is an interesting picture that I know about in this book right here. Y'all check this out. These facts break the backs of the naysayers. Look familiar? Them look like some brothers starting off some locks to me. Huh? Hands spread out and praying. Trip off what the caption says. The caption says, a Syrian soldier drives Jews. Jews into captivity. The Assyrians conquered Israel in 8th century BC. Some Jews were deported, but the king of Assyria brought new settlers into the country who intermarried with remaining Israelites. Look at this. They don't look like Steven Spielberg. They don't look like Jaime Weinstein or Yankel Fortenberg. Those are Israelites according to antiquity. No such thing as a white Jew. Only thing they did was convert to a philosophy of some of our wicked forefathers called Judaism, Talmudism, Kabbalahism. But the Israelites, according to the Bible prophecy and according to the blood, or the ones you've been calling niggas and wetbacks, and spicks and moonshine this whole time. West Indian. That's a direction, and Indian means savage. But a Negro thinks he's a West Indian. No, you go back before the slave ships. Know that and believe that. And so y'all won't think we pulling no punches. Because the Bible talks about how these heathens cover the faces of the judges. What we have right here is a picture of iconoclasts defacing a religious image. What they doing, this is acid right here. They dip their little stick in acid and they run it over the face of the image to cover the faces of the judges. Just like Job 9:24 say, the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. He covers the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Who covers the faces of the judges? First Maccabees 3:48. They did the same thing when the Greeks came in and sacked ancient Jerusalem. They wanted to make all our history into theirs. Heathen, your people have stolen everything. And if you trip off his video, you see how subtle he is. Just like the serpent came to Eve in the garden, subtle. You ain't come overpowering or nothing. Subtle, real smooth, so you won't put your guards up. You let them down. See this? These are iconoclasts, defacing or taking the black skin off a religious image. Because all through Europe, there are images of Christ being black, his mother Mary, the disciples, the apostles, the whole world know. This right here is African Presence in Early Europe by Ivan van Sertima. And no, we're not Hamites. As you'll see even in this book, it makes it distinguish between the nobility and who you call a Hamite. Alright? Again, people just seeing certain people. Yes, we dwelt in the land of Africa. Jerusalem is right next to Africa. It's in Egypt. He either want to call, like when we get down to talking about the specifics of Christ, he either want to say, oh, he was Middle Eastern. That ain't no nationality, you devil. Middle was a position, East is a direction. We ask you your nationality, oh, Christ was a Middle Eastern. The scriptures say in Hebrews 7:14 that it is evident our Lord sprang out of the tribe of Judah. That's what the Bible says. See, when we get down into the facts, now the heathens are fumbling. It never belonged to them anyway, man. This is your history. This right here, Black Madonna encrusted with jewels, 14th or 15th century Russia AD. Messiah with afro. Mother dark skin. Moving on to the next one. Messiah afro. Mother dark skin. Black Madonna of Eastern Europe, dated 1700. Currently located in the monastery Hurezi. Oh, but we just playing, like y'all not for real. There's no proof. Yeah, okay. Messiah again. Mother dark skin. Trip off this. Our Lady of Sektakova worshippers kiss the pavement of this icon. Look at that. Moving on, just in case you think that's a ploy. Look at that. Messiah again. Nappy afro. Notre Dame of Kazan carried into battle by Russian troops October 22nd, 1612. The day Moscow was liberated, they carried this into battle. Come on, man. Oh, we're lying, though. I know. Y'all go get these books so y'all can crack the backs of the naysayers. Who was this? And this ain't the only book I got her picture in. She's right there as well. This right here, for you sisters out here, this is Queen Charlotte Sophia. Queen of England. What the hell you mean, heathen? It ain't no proof. Queen of England. Consort of George III. Great-grandmother of George VI. That's page 205. Page 205 in African Presence in Early Europe. What do you mean it's no proof? Heathen, stop it. Your breath stinks. All right, page 211 of African Presence in Early Europe. This is a sketch. Louis Marie, illegitimate daughter of Queen Marie Theresa, wife of the King of France. Louis XIV became known as the Black Nun of Moray. What do you mean there's no proof? What does this say? Blacks in early Britain. There's no proof, though. This is what the heathen says. Look at this. Look at this. And got him a white woman, or it may not be white. Her face may have been the iconoclast may have got to her, because there's dark places on her skin. She may have been a sister, but the iconoclast got to her or something. Didn't get to him, huh? Looking like Shabba Ranks. Black Norman Knight and his lady. So late as the 10th century, 3 of these provinces of Scotland were wholly black, and the supreme ruler of these became for a time the paramount king of transmarine Scotland. Macritchie photo, Preston collection. You see that? Scotland. What famous king do we know of that was born in Scotland? Authorized the translation of the Bible in 1611. What was his name? Yeah. King James, right? The king of Great Britain, Scotland, and Ireland. This say, so late as the 10th century, 3 of these provinces of Scotland were wholly black. And the supreme ruler of these became for a time the paramount king of transmarine Scotland. Come on, man. Come on. Yeah, it's no proof. It's no proof. Oh, who was this? Not a sister with a crown on her head. They don't look like no skank or no hood rat. That look like a sister that know her identity. Know she a virtuous woman. Know her role. Got a crown on her head, huh? What the caption say? It says family crest from Britain with pronounced Africoid features. The first inhabitants of Britain, and more especially those of the northern parts, were craniologically of a type approaching to the Negro. So ask yourself, who was all this royal family, Prince William and Charles and Prince Harry and Queen Elizabeth? They got you thinking they're out the House of Windsor. They got you thinking they're Brits. Actually, they're Germans. They changed their names. Their name is actually Coburg and Saxon. Their names have been changed. See, King James was killed and his sons after him, and they put somebody in his place on his throne. Right? An Edomite. So-called Caucasian. And the people you see ruling today are descendants of him, not the King James that ordered the authorization of the Bible, the translation of the Bible. These people are imposters. That's why you got a British World Federation, because Brit is Hebrew. It means covenants. You see what I'm saying? But the first inhabitants, I'm going to read it again. The first inhabitants of Britain, and more especially those of the northern parts, were craniologically of a type approaching to the Negro. So yeah, there's Hebrew artifacts and culture in Britain, but these people were black folk. Prince William, even if he tried to claim he the Antichrist, whatever, heathen. The covers, the sheets have been pulled off your wanting to be a Jew tail. You a Muslim, he divorced his wife a month later. That big old wedding they had last year, they divorced. Google it. All y'all was snotting and crying over this heathen, clapping. Man, that was a Masonic satanic ritual they did right on TV. 2 billion people, 1/3 of the earth, watched it and admired this heathen. Stop it. The first inhabitants of Great Britain look like you, black man, woman, and child of America. Spain as well, man. We got the history on that. 1492, all the black Jews was kicked out of Spain. Same year, Rodrigo Borgia, Cesare Borgia, the white image of Christ, his father took the throne of the papacy. Same year, Christopher Columbus set sail for America under the commandment of the Queen and King of Spain. 1492, huh? They kicked all the black Jews up out of Spain, though. first slaves actually came from Spain and Portugal and not Africa. See, they done pulled a whole hoodwink on us, man. Whole hoodwink. Us not knowing our brothers on the west, down in West Africa, and our brothers in Europe, we was all of the same people. Just going by different surnames, like the Bible say, Deuteronomy 28, verse 37. You're going to become a byword and a proverb amongst all these nations the Lord going to lead you. The scriptures say that. So you're going to be known as the Brit, the Scot, the Negro, the Arab, the Asian. We've been scattered into all these prospective nations and continents and countries. Of course, we're going to pick up their culture and claim it as if it's ours. Ours is royalty given to us by the Most High power of Israel, man. That's the identity we ought to come back to. We are the 12 tribes of Israel. We are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Oh, who is this? Another crown. Who is this? Family crest from Britain with prominent African features. Last century, when Morton described the western islands of Scotland, he remarked that the complexion of the natives of Skye was for the most part black. Of the natives of Jura, he said that they were generally black, and of Iran that they were generally brown and of a black complexion. Mac Ritchie photo from Preston Collection. Look at that. But there's no proof of what the Gentile was saying. There's no proof. You must have thought we was just some niggas. We ain't do our research. See, the devil can't help but show his horns. All this fire coming out online, brothers from different camps, and even though a lot of us disagree in certain things, when you're done talking rulership, go back to the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Yeah, there's a lot of us that's crazed and lost our minds, you know what I'm saying? But shalom to all the brothers out there doing the work in sincerity and truth, man. I know some things you may see different, whatever. Yeah, my war ain't even with you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm waiting for Hebrews 8:8 and Jeremiah 31:31 to be fulfilled. And in that day, it won't be no more teachings on YouTube. We'll all know them on one accord. Until then, we got a war to fight, man. Y'all get out y'all feelings. Boot up. And let's aim at the enemy. The black in pre-revolutionary Russia. What blacks doing in Russia? Who is this? It's page 264. African presence in early Europe. This brother's name is Abraham. Hold on, what a Hamite doing being called Abraham? Is he a Hamite or a Shemite? This man's name in Russia is Abraham Petrovich Hannibal, maternal grandfather of Pushkin, by an unknown painter. You see that? This brother was a mathematician, engineer, and army general. 1790, y'all. Look at that. The Lord said he was going to scatter us in the corners. That's his great-grandson right there. Vladimir Pushkin. With that fro out. So you see it was some type of intermingling going on. As you can see. Now this right here is very interesting. It's called the Caucasus blacks. That's why we call them the so-called Caucasians, man. See, y'all can't be looking at Japheth and be thinking that they white folks, because white folks live there now. Or so-called white folks, because they live there now. You know, there's no evidence that Japheth was a white man. No evidence. The Caucasus blacks. Information about these Caucasians of African origin is provided in the text excerpted from the booklet Africans in Russia. Y'all go look that up. By Lily Goldenhanger. Published in Moscow, 1966. The author, a graduate of Moscow University, was born in Russia and still resides there. Her mother was a white American and her father was an Afro-American. In 1931, he headed at the request of the Soviet Union a group of 16 black agricultural specialists to work under contract in the experimental stations of the country's Ministry of Agriculture. He remained and died in Russia. Then goes on to say some more things. But check this out. Tsar's officials, this is page 275, the bottom part of it. Tsar's officials were completely indifferent to the fate of non-Russian peoples inhabiting Russia. Russian statistical data of that time referred to Africans as Arabs or Jews. What Africans doing being called Jews. Y'all tell me. Nature Knows No Color Line is up next. Alright, Shalom, y'all. This is Nature Knows No Color Line by J.A. Rogers. Brother that lived during the early 1900s. Went over to Europe himself and did his own research. And I know these facts are breaking the back of this naysayer. Johnny the Hut Dweller, whatever his name is. And then gonna try to be smooth with it and say, why don't you just claim the brotherhood of humanity? There ain't no such thing. What you mean the brotherhood of humanity? When that's ever been in history. Negroes in ancient Europe, Greece, because he mentioned Greece as well. Said there was no proof. And he also shouted out a sister on there, you know what I'm saying, named Vera 747. I don't know the sister, but sister, keep your head up. That heathen's a liar. We got all the proof. I'm pretty sure you got some info as well. You know what I'm saying? And to everybody else out there that may have thought that what he was saying was true, maybe y'all don't know what y'all talking about. That devil comes like that. He comes subtle. So you'll let your guards down. You are a great people, Israel. Great. It's Greece. Negroes were first worshipped in Greece. This is page 29. Nature Knows No Color Line. Negroes were first worshipped in Greece and Rome. White masses bowed down to black deities. The rites of Apollo were founded by Delphus and his Negro mother, Melananus. And the worship of black Isis and Horus was popular in Rome and the Roman colonies as far north as Britain. When this later evolved into the worship of the black Madonna and black Christ, Christian whites also bowed down to them. In fact, one of these black Madonnas was a Sudanese woman of the 13th century A.D. There were also Negro saints of the Catholic Church in Europe. Negroes, as was said, page 31. Negroes, as was said, were deified in early Greece. They appear as gods in Greek mythology. The chief title of Zeus, greatest of the Greek gods, was Ethiops. That is black. And from the descriptions of Ethiopians in early Greek writings, there can be no doubt of their identity with living Negroes. Come on, man. Stop it. At the legendary siege of Troy, black men and women fought with great courage. One of their kings was Black Memnon of Ethiopia. The herald and companion of Ulysses, hero of Troy, was black woolly-haired Eurybates. Zeus, father of the gods, is in love with Lamia, a black princess from Africa. Melita, queen of the gods, originally a Syrian who worshipped in Greece, was black and associated with miscegenation. From her comes the word mulatto. Other black Venuses were Melaninus, from which is derived melanin, or the pigment in the Negro skin, and Scota, or Scotia, that's where you get Scotland from. Egyptian princess, married to a Greek, and from whom it is said the name Scotland originated. She is believed to be the ancestress of the Scots. About that Scotland got his name from an Egyptian goddess. Wow. Negroes from ancient Greece. Look for yourselves, Israel. True Zion. The true Jew that the Bible speaks of. And it just letting you know it was wicked Israelites as well, man. We're not here saying, oh, Israel was righteous. We're not saying that. But the evidence that our people have touched everywhere on the globe is attributed to biblical prophecy. As it says in Deuteronomy 28, 64 through 68, the Lord shall scatter thee into all kingdoms. Deuteronomy chapter 4, the Lord said, I'm going to scatter you in the corners. Deuteronomy 32, same thing. This is evidence. Negroes in Greece, whether these be gods or goddesses. You ask yourself, what a white man doing making a black god? If a white man, stop it, man. Look at this. See that? That's Artemis, goddess of chastity. Stop it. Gotta come about this foolishness, man. Ethiopian. Ancient Rome. You can't be serious, but I got some pictures I want to show y'all in here, man. Because this is going to break the back. David McRitchie, eminent British archaeologist, says so late as the 10th century, 3 of these provinces were wholly black, and the supreme ruler then became for a time the paramount king of transmarine Scotland. And we just read that in the other book too, 2 different authors. Check this out. It says right here, a very ancient British saying, according to Burton Stevenson, is black as a blacker man, black as a black Moor, Godfrey Higgins. Gerald Massey and David McRitchie have written of these ancient British Negroes. The Seers or Western Britons mentioned by Tacitus. Tacitus lived during the 1st century A.D., Cornelius Tacitus. And you can go get his Roman records to verify that Christ actually walked the earth and was crucified under Pontius Pilate. It's called the Annals of Imperial Rome by Cornelius Tacitus. So this is ancient testimony right here. These Western Britons mentioned by Tacitus of the 1st century as having dark skins and unusually curly hair, and were very likely of Phoenician or Egyptian descent. What you mean? It was black folks. It was Israelites that inhabited Britain first, before you see all these Edomites ruling today, man. We say that and everybody be ready to spill their coffee. Right here, page 79. McRitchie adds that the legends and the history of the Scottish Highlands are both witness to the existence of a purely black people there. Boswell and Dr. Johnson saw descendants of these black people when they visited Scotland. Whew. Flat out, man. And many more. A couple pictures. I'm going to get through it. Coats of arms. Coats of arms. See that? Coats of arms. That's for nobility, y'all. German families. Note the Negroes, upper left, wearing crowns and the Archbishop's mitre. Germany. Coats of arms. What you mean there's no proof? Central Europe. Negroes and coats of arms of noble families, y'all. Noble. These aren't slaves or peasants. Coats of arms. Central Europe. Page 91. Central Europe. What is this, a coincidence? Who was that again? We showed y'all her on the other book. Queen Charlotte Sophia, consort of George III and grandmother of Queen Victoria. From a portrait by Thomas Fry, 1719 to 1762. She was a German princess. Sister. Look at that. German family. 1557, 1536. It's a worldwide conspiracy. It's a cover-up. Because had what happened to you happen to anybody else, everybody be up at the UN. Oh, that's wrong. We got to get those people back. But when it happened to us, everybody chose to sweep it up under the rug. For that, they got to pay. Note the Negroes lower with crowns and bishops' mitres. Germany. Central Europe. Y'all see that? The Israelites ain't lying, man. I know a lot of us wild, out of our minds. A lot of us have lost our minds or whatever. More. Central Europe. Coats of arms. Coats of arms. Look at that. I want to show y'all another one. There was one way back here somewhere. We gotta get a piece of the picture of this. Right here. Negroes and coats of arms of noble families. British families. Look at that. One of these is reportedly King James' mother or grandmother. One of them. See that? British families. The Moors of Yorkshire. They've been lying to us about a lot, y'all. Coming up next, King James VI and the First, and the reunion of Christendom. Cambridge University, studies in early modern British history. Who that look like? Why you don't see that picture when you Google it? Fresh out of Cambridge. The devil says there's no proof. Stop it, man. Stop it. Just in case you think we're lying, we went and got the family records. when Scotland was Jewish. Now remember, we read in the African presence in early Europe that provinces of Scotland and Ireland were wholly black. So now we got to bring in who these people were. They were the true Jews. Look at this. The evidence say they were wholly black. Huh? As late as the 10th century. But now we got a certain clue into who these people were. Not Jewish. The author is saying Jewish because she sees a Shemitic origin, a Hebrew culture amongst the Scots. If you go into look into some of their records, you see Hebrew culture. But the people that brought the Hebrew culture were you Negroes. It wasn't the white boy. You are the Jew the Bible speaks of. You are the prodigal son that must return. It's you. Always has been. Get one more picture. King James VI, the first, the reunion of Christendom, Cambridge Studies. You can't find it in a local store or something, get on Amazon. They'll send it right to you. When Scotland was Jewish, DNA evidence, archaeologists, analysis of migrations, and public and family records show 12th century Shemitic, that should be the word, Shemitic roots. So that's why it says when Scotland was Jewish. King James' name was James Stuart, the forgotten monarchy of Scotland. Check this out. The Stuart family maternal line in France was descended from the tribe of Judah, and he is therefore a Jew by descent. The family took the name Stuart after serving as royal stewards to the Bruce dynasty of Scotland by marrying the female heir of King Robert Bruce in 1315. All royal lines of Ireland, through which all kings of Scots trace their succession from the biblical kings of Judah. You see that? All the kings of Scotland. King James knew he was an Israelite. If you read his writings, he talks about in the beginning of the 1611 Bible, those that wish to attack our Zion. Zion is Israel. And he was a follower of Christ, man. He wasn't no homosexual. All you got to do is read his writings. You reading publications that was put out by his enemies. That's what the Nation of Islam put out there. This man was not no Caucasian, so-called Caucasian, nor a homosexual. He believed in the Son of the living God. Get this book and read it. Don't let them naysayer bring you nothing. How you gonna let the devil bring you something about God? Does that make any sense? You know it don't make sense. Stewart and Caldwell, the families. It says the Stewart donor scores match those of Caldwell donors in the second wave of immigration. So we now move to a discussion. Those Jews are crypto Jews. Those was black Jews that was living in Spain, who joined their co-religionists in Scotland after 1300. What we term the Caldwell-Stewart haplotype, which means DNA, is the most frequent male haplotype on the record. It is widely distributed throughout Europe and in America. It occurs in most ethnic populations, including African American and Hispanic. What you mean you're not royalty? The Stewart haplotype, or the DNA of the Stewart family, is directly linked to African Americans and Hispanics, which we know are the direct descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel, man. The gig is up. They done found out. They done found out. Go tell all the nobles. They know now. Campbell, the Campbell family. His line was founded by colorful crusader Black Colin Campbell, who received Glenorchy in 1432 from his father, Sir Duncan Campbell. The Campbells of Leyden are descended from Sir Duncan Campbell, second son of the first Macallian Moor who married Crawford London. The Campbell septs include several with an apparent Hebrew connection. The Gaelic word debuni means black or dark. Such designation probably referred to a dark skin or complexion, as early portraits of the Campbell show them to have olive. Olives are either black or green. Olive or tawny skin and dark hair and eyes. Flat out. Forbes. The surname Forbes, Farbush, and Farbus all appear to be alternate spellings of Forbes. We believe that the family name originally was derived from the Moroccan. The Morocco is North Africa. White boy, so-called white boy, Edomite, derived from the Moroccan Sephardic surname Farabis, which is related to Phobos. Let's Keep going. What do you mean there's no proof? What do you mean? These are tombstones. What do you mean there's no proof? Our people did this, not yours. Douglas. The name Douglas means dark stranger in Gaelic and may have originated from the Mediterranean complexions of the family founders. The black Douglases, so named for their dark coloring, were the dominant force on the borders between England and Scotland from 1300 to 1455. Family portraits attest to their ancestral Mediterranean physiognomy. Stop it, man. So named for their dark skin. Talking about some black can mean anything. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Notable in this genealogy are the relatively frequent marriages with the royal Stuart family, which regarded itself as being of Jew ancestry. And there's many more. But just proving he was not white. Kings of Scotland were black. Something has happened. It's a world cover-up, and that's what we're saying as Israelites. I know a lot of us wild, but hey, we'll get there. Keep praying for us. Those that are sincere in Israel and believe in the Holy Messiah, just keep praying for us, man. We'll get there. You dig? But we got to battle the lies. That's what we set here for. We have to battle the lies. As if we lying. Oh, it's cute y'all read the Bible now. Icons. Icons. Masterpieces of Russian art by Olga A. Polyakova. It's a brother on the front with a Bible in his hand. He's not the color of his head wrap. I know you devils mad. I'm already hip. I'm already hip. I know you heathens mad. Page 23 is what I need to get to. Bang, 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 bang. Right there. Middle of the 16th century, Central Russia, the mother of God, the bush not consumed by fire. Messiah, angel, his mother. Depicted as black. You don't believe me? Go get the book yourself. Look at that. There's more. Wait. Look at this. First, like early Christians of the church. Who are these people? Who is this? These are angels. Well, that's an angel. Dark skin. Oh, they could have just got dirty over the years. Man, please, these heathens polish all they gods, man. They stay up on their idols. You don't let them get dirty. What you think? These people are dark skinned. Look at that. Look at her. All of a sudden, everybody getting mad. Who is this? This is Constantine and Helen, middle of the 16th century, Central Russia. Yeah, the founder of Christianity looked like you. Further proving that there were wicked Israelites, man. Don't get caught up in that just because we Israelites, everybody righteous, man. A lot of our kings was wicked. Majority of them was wicked. A lot of our people was wicked. It was only a few righteous brothers, man. Well, this is Constantine and Helen, the founder of Christianity, depicted in Russia's 16th century as a man of color. Not looking like Johnny the Hut dweller. And then I go to put some comments on the heathens page, and he done disabled the comments. These are angels. Dark skin. Now, you know, our people was off as well, man. We was not supposed to be making graven images and none of that. You know, but this is just the proof. And he said there is no proof. Look at that sister there. Look at the brother behind her. Look at the depiction of the Messiah. Huh? Look at that. Why he ain't the color of this? It's a man of color. Closer look. Those are sisters. Those are not Caucasians, man. Archangel Michael. 16th century, Central Russia. This is called All of Creation Rejoices, 16th century, Central Russia. Messiah sitting on his mother's lap. Everybody around. Everybody, y'all. Everybody around, including the angels, are dark. Look at that. What Vladimir Putin doing drawing this? That's a heathen right there. I want to show a couple more though. Camera about to run out. There's a couple more, but y'all flip through it. There's a couple pictures of some Gentiles in here. I ain't gonna front, you know. But the majority of these pictures in here. Look at that. Messiah, Mama, Daddy. Look at these sisters. Look like they gossiping. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, great people, Israel. We've touched the whole globe. And then there's another one I want y'all to see. That's going to break the back of the naysayers. Look at... That's one right there. Sorry. Another picture beside him. That being said, all praise to the Most High, His only begotten Son, the Holy Messiah. Israel, don't put up no graven image. This is not a video for you to put graven images up. It's just to show you that all the icons and images in Europe, and that there's plenty of proof that your people ruled Europe and was noble. Picture of Christ, his mother and father when they came looking for him in Luke chapter 2.